Hey everyone, welcome back to Noble Farms. Jerry here. We're in the shop today doing some work. Today is a bit, I guess, miserable, you call it, out the side. Lots of snow and freezing rain, so we're sticking in the shed today to clean up on some projects we have on the go. One we're going to start right here now is trying to fix a firewood bag bundler, I guess you want to call it. Something we just made up ourselves. This little thing here is we put the bag in over this, and for bundling firewood from the sawmill. So all the little ends from the sawmill we cut up into little short kindling pieces, and we slip the bag over and we dump it into the bag. The problem we got is we can't fit enough in. The little setup is quite not big enough to hold enough wood to fill the bag. So we're just adding on to this today. Pretty simple job. Get some steel cut up here. We'll cut this in half, open and lengthen it out, and raise it up a little hard, just enough to pack some more wood in. So what we're about to do is we're some steel here on the table that we're going to be getting cut up with the plasma cutter here, and just using old scrap stuff that we have around the farm. So that's where we are today. Stay tuned, and we'll show you the end product on how this works.
You're watching the Noble Farms YouTube channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and support the channel. Thanks for watching.
That's a lot better. Should have cleaned it up first. Anyway, it's not for the sale. So just to go to show you that you don't need a high-tech shop or high-tech equipment to be able to do farm shit, because it's sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, and we ain't no professionals here. We've never ever had any training when it comes to plasma cutter or a welder or anything like that. It's just stuff we've learned over the years on our own, and picked it up, and just wasn't afraid, I guess, to try different things. And so that's what we do here. We just make our own stuff and do what we can with what we got. Sometimes you just can't go to the store and buy a $10,000 or $20,000 welder. So we just pick up cheap stuff and we make by, and we've been doing great with it. So we'll cut this other corner off and make this a bit square so we have something to actually work with here. So we'll mark out what we need here now, and bottom we need 9 inches extension on that, so we'll mark off 9 inches. Should be close enough. And again, we ain't no professionals there when it comes to anything we're doing, so. But lots of times doing stuff for yourself, you don't have to be. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars just to do stuff. This, if we had to buy a system, we can buy this system. Probably be about $2,000, maybe, give or take. But, snowy day, miserable day outdoors, and we'll stay in here and make one. Why not? Need to come over a little bit. A little more. Yep, that should be good there. We'll cut out all the pieces for this, and then we'll clean everything all up so it welds decent. And we got a welder there, but it's just a flux core welder, so it do splatter a lot, but it does the trick for us. But it do require having the steel decent and cleaned up, so, or it makes a real big mess. Catch the bench on fire here now, I guess. Little table. So really all we're doing is just, this little stick here is just a guide just to see where the nozzle is going, so we can cut it relatively straight anyway. Not the perfect scenario because you do got a tendency to tilt the nozzle from the cutter, so it never gets perfectly straight going freehand like this anyway. So, but again, favorite tool here when you're doing this is a grinder. I guess so you clean it up and straighten some stuff away. We'll cut this piece right out. What I'm going to do now, I think I'm going to cut the two top pieces because I need two pieces that it's just shy of 5.5. So I'm going to bring that to a 7 inches. So that'll be 1.5 inches, 5/8, 1 inch and 5/8. I think we'll head on to the top of that. Should be good enough. 2 inches, I think it's going to be too much. Go with 1 inch and 5/8. Just see what happens. So we need 2 of these. Clamp on. Come back a little bit more. There's 8 off there. Should be good. Let's see what happens. You can tell every time that it spits back at me, kind of like that. It's just because it's dirty and stuff, so not cutting all the way through. That'll be a piece that will be stuck on here when I go to try to break it off. So if you come right up here, you can actually see that. Come up here with the camera, you can see that those little spots here are the pieces that's going to be stuck, like here where it spit back at me. That's the pieces that's going to be, that's sticking this on, right, where it's so dirty. So, but we'll just break that off. Let it come clean. Just like that. So that you see where it's all bladdered on the back, but we'll clean all that off with grinder after. So one more piece like that. Second piece. So now all we have to do is get the 2 end pieces. Where we cut the bottom, then they're 9 inches. We have to cut this piece here now 9 inches because we're actually going to cut the center out and open it up. Still keep this on the end, this on the back. We'll add a piece in the middle. Where did the cutting disc go? Oh, right in front of my face. That's why I couldn't see it. I'm just going to cut this down with the zip cut on the grinder, both sides. Cut that little bit of welding and pull those 2 end plates off. So yeah, now I'll cut those pieces done so it can be welded on top, get the hinge in, bottom on. And I don't know, those pieces we took off the end, we might be able to put back on the end again. We'll see. See what happens. Everything we do here is playing by ear. So that'll go there like that when we're ready. I go weld it on there. Then we have to cut 2 pieces to come up the side. All we're doing is basically is just extending this little box. That's all. Five and a half inches. Never nothing organized here. Now we need to know how long we got to have that piece going up top. That should give us all of our pieces. We could have actually cut this a little higher so it covered the distance of the strip that we're going to put on top of it, but we'll just weld a continuous strip right across just to make it more smoother on top. So yeah, now let's make a lot of noise and clean up all these little plates. After we get them all cleaned up, we'll come back and show you what they're like after they're cleaned up. We won't be cleaning all the rust off them. There's no point. We'll just clean up the edges so we got a good welding place to go. Clean up all this splatter and that on it. And yeah, once we get it all cleaned up, we'll come back and we'll show you exactly how we're going to assemble the rest of it. So we're getting ready here now to tack this all together. So what's happening here with all the pieces you've seen us cut? This piece is actually going to come right over the top of here. Not too worried about back here. We'll round that off. And up here the same. We'll round that off there as well so the bag doesn't catch on it. Smooth all this up. So yeah, we'll tack weld this just enough to hold it, and then we'll weld it all in place and clean it up and grind it up and show you how it looks after that. We're just going to round those corners off a little bit. Clean that up with the grinder. That should be good. So I'll do some welding. Well, we spot welded it, so we'll just weld it all up and then we'll grind it all down after and smooth it off so it takes the edges off this here. So see how it works. We'll stop for now and let this cool down a little bit. We got to make some changes. Yeah, we're going to have to cut that down and open it up again. Cut that down. Broke clear there, so we got to cut it, tip it down. There's nothing under the right temperature here. We're just making shit work. Try the bag on just to see how much it hooks up. Probably still needs to be grinded quite a bit. Seems like there's a couple spots there, but for the most part, this not too bad. Yeah, now you can get pretty close to a full bag piled in it. Still a little bit of hookup, but not too bad. A little bit more grinding to do. Try it again, see how much it hooks up. Never gonna be perfectly smooth, but try to get it as good as you can. It's a lot better. It comes off pretty nice. I call that good enough. A bit of a rough edge right there. I'll touch that one. But it might work. smoothing her up with a little bit of paint. And I'm no better painter than I am a welder. That's good enough for me. Think it'll work, and I'll probably get to try that today sometime. Hey everyone, carry on to the other part of where we welded this thing here for bundling kindling. We have it into the mill here now. We have some put in it. We're finishing this off here now, and basically all we do is the little ends and pieces that's left off the log that we saw.
Video video.
But it works. It made a big bundle, so that's what we're after. Get as much in the bag as possible. So there you have it. It's done. That's a big bundle of wood. So that's the kindling we make up. Great for fire starters. So all in all, I think it worked out pretty good for something you just make out of scrap. Sure beats buying one a couple $1,000. That's for sure. A little bit slower, but we'll manage. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.